Hey everyone, welcome to the show.
Eh.
Have you ever felt like you would do absolutely anything to protect the people you love, even make a deal with the devil? Well, today we're diving into a world of urban fantasy romance with Deal with the Devil by Lizzie Strong. You can find a link to the book in the episode description, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future deep dives. So this novel, it introduces us to Amelia Armstrong, a struggling author with, a bit of a hidden past. But she's fiercely devoted to her twin sister, Penny. And when Penny finds herself in a really bad situation, a life-or-death situation because of her gambling husband, Amelia has to make a choice. A choice that leads her to Knox Zrazdul, the infamous crime lord of King's Fall.
Oh, and Knox Razdul. He is so much more than just a mob boss.
Oh, yeah.
What really grabs you right away is how Lizzie Strong, the author, really subverts expectations.
Yeah.
We're not dealing with a damsel in distress here.
Right.
Amelia, she's tough, she's resourceful, and she's definitely got a past. And then there's Knox. He's a fear eater, a being who literally consumes fear to survive, yeah.
That's intense.
So that adds a whole new layer of complexity to their dynamic.
Absolutely. It makes you wonder, what happens when a woman who is used to fighting her own battles makes a deal with a creature that, thrives on fear?
Right.
The story starts with Amelia and Penny at this lakeside party, seemingly innocent, but things take a dark turn when they encounter some shady characters in the nearby, haunted forest.
Oh, yeah, the haunted forest.
Yeah.
Classic.
Turns out that these guys are after Penny's husband, Rick, who, well, he's got a lot of gambling debts.
A lot of gambling debts.
Yeah.
This is where we see Amelia's protective side come out.
Yeah.
She doesn't hesitate to put herself in harm's way to save her sister. She stands up to these intimidating goons. But then Knox arrives and everything changes.
Oh, yeah.
He's there for Rick, too. And let me tell you, he does not seem like someone you want to owe money to.
No, he gives off those don't mess with me vibes for sure.
Yeah.
The way Strong describes him, those pointed ears, the sly grin, the trench coat, it's like a classic devil imagery, but with a modern, almost seductive twist.
Mm-hmm.
And then he makes this proposition one night with Amelia in exchange for wiping clean Penny's debt.
Wow.
Talk about high stakes.
That's a tough one. The tension in that scene, you can just feel Amelia's desperation, Knox's chillingly calm control. It's like the weight of this choice she has to make is so heavy.
Yeah, yeah.
What's interesting is that despite her initial reluctance, you can sense something else there.
Oh,
Like an attraction complicates the whole situation.
it's not your typical romance, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was surprised when Amelia agrees to the deal. She's taken to Knox's mansion, and we get our first glimpse of their, well, I'd say explosive chemistry. It's a power struggle, a push and pull that just jumps off the page.
It's really well written. Strong's really talented. She balances those really intense scenes with these moments of real vulnerability. We learn about Amelia's violent past, the guilt she carries, and how it's all shaped her. And Knox, even with all his power and control, he's fighting his own demons. Literally.
Oh, right. He's constantly battling to keep his fear-eating urges in check. I mean, can someone like that even find love?
It's the question that keeps you reading. Amidst all the steamy scenes and supernatural stuff, there are these moments of tenderness between them.
Oh, okay.
They bond over books, they challenge each other's minds, and you start to see a real connection, something that goes beyond their initial agreement.
Yeah, I see that. It's almost as if they're finding comfort in each other's darkness.
Yes, yeah, I think so.
But just when things are heating up, literally and figuratively, we meet Declan, Knox's nemesis.
Oh, no.
This guy is trouble.
Oh. Declan, he really throws a wrench into things.
Yeah.
He's an infected vampire, which, as we find out, is even more dangerous than your average vampire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he wants revenge on Knox. His presence just, brings this whole new level of danger and uncertainty.
So the stakes just got even higher, and Amelia is right in the middle of it all.
Yeah.
And if things weren't complicated enough already, Strong throws in another element, a mysterious, cursed book, the Book of Madness.
Oh, that book. That book is a ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
It makes emotions stronger, it messes with people's minds, and you just know it's going to play a big part in the fight between Knox and Declan.
Right.
And everyone else who gets caught in the middle, it's like a symbol of how seductive and dangerous magic can be.
And then, just when you think Amelia has enough to deal with, her past comes back. She gets a visit from the Lord Commander, Aravis Blightwood, who's investigating Rick's disappearance.
Oh.
Yeah, it's clear that Amelia's secrets, her past, are out to come out,
Yeah.
and it could be bad.
This is where it gets tough, morally.
Yeah.
Amelia is torn between being loyal to her sister, her feelings for Knox, and the fear of what will happen if people find out about her past.
It's like the saying goes, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Sometimes trying to protect those we love can cost us more than we ever imagined.
It's true.
This book, it's a whirlwind. Danger, desire, dark secrets. We've got a devilish bargain, a vampire who wants revenge, a cursed book, and a heroine who is about to be pushed to her limits. What I love about this first part is how Strong blends those exciting plot twists with these moments of genuine emotion.
Absolutely. You care about these characters even when you don't understand the choices they make, and that's what makes Deal with the Devil such a good read. It grabs you from the start and doesn't let go. It makes you think about good and evil, the choices we make in tough situations, and just how far we'd go for the people we love.
Yeah.
So we left off with Amelia, Penny, and Braden. They're seeking refuge at Knox's estate, which is, heavily guarded. But safety is pretty fleeting in this world, right?
Yeah, especially with that infected vampire on their trail.
Oh, yeah.
Things get intense pretty quickly. Knox's mansion is attacked by all these grotesque vampire spawns.
Oh, I hated that part.
Yeah, it's brutal. It really shows just how scary these creatures are. And it shows the lengths that Knox will go to protect the people he cares about.
What really got me in that scene was how Strong balances that action, the heart-stopping action, with those quiet moments where you really see the characters developing, in the middle of all this chaos. Amelia's bonding with Braden. She helps him with his homework. And there's even that kind of awkward moment with Denver, the centaur butler.
Right.
I love Denver. He's so stoic.
Yeah.
It brings some humanity into this crazy supernatural world.
It does. It's those small moments of, normalcy that really make you connect with these characters. It reminds you that they're more than just their powers and the struggles they face.
Yeah.
They've got lives, relationships, even a sense of humor. Makes them feel real.
Absolutely.
But like you said, danger is always around the corner. It's not long before Knox finds out that Sandy, one of his waitresses, has been murdered. And her head is delivered to him as a message from Declan.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah, talk about a chilling message.
It's a turning point in the story,
Yeah.
It shows just how brutal Declan is and how personal this is for Knox.
Right.
He's not just fighting for power or anything like that. He's fighting to protect the people he loves from a real monster.
Speaking of monsters, Amelia has this really disturbing encounter with Gale, that young vampire that Knox rescued.
Oh, Gale.
Yeah.
It makes you realize that being a vampire isn't all glamorous and immortal.
No, not at all.
Especially when you're being controlled by someone like, her old master.
Right.
Her story is so sad. She's just a kid trapped in this monstrous form. And she's dealing with this constant hunger and this messed up sense of loyalty.
Yeah.
Having her in Knox's mansion just adds to the tension. It's like a reminder that danger is always lurking.
With Declan's threats getting worse and Gale causing trouble, Knox decides he needs to take the fight to Declan.
Huh.
He goes on this mission to track him down and figure out what he's up to. He takes Amelia and a few others with him.
Yeah, that mission takes them to Sandy's apartment, which is, pretty messed up. But they find a flash drive with information that could expose Declan's network, like his spies and stuff.
Right.
And things get really unsettling when Knox realizes that some of his own people have been working with Declan.
Talk about betrayal. Knox is usually so in control, but you can see him starting to crack. And Amelia, she's pulled even deeper into this world.
Yeah.
Her loyalties and her own morals are being tested constantly.
But through it all, Strong keeps building the relationship between Amelia and Knox. Their attraction grows stronger, It's fueled by the danger they're facing and this understanding they have of each other's weaknesses.
Right.
There's that scene at the book signing. Their desires clash with the need to keep up appearances.
Oh, that scene was intense.
Oh, good.
So much tension. And we can't forget about that bathroom encounter.
Oh, yeah. Definitely memorable.
But it's more than just physical attraction at this point. It's something deeper.
It is.
Something that scares them and excites them at the same time.
Yeah.
But their stolen moments are always interrupted by Declan. Knox tells Amelia the truth about their past.
Oh, wow.
It's a past filled with tragedy and Declan's obsession with Knox's power.
So Declan's not just some power-hungry vampire. He wants to destroy everything Knox has built. And Knox thinks the key to stopping him is this cursed artifact, the Book of Madness.
Yeah, that book, it's like opening Pandora's box. It's supposed to be incredibly powerful, but it also corrupts anyone who uses it.
Right.
Knox doesn't want to use it. He knows it's dangerous.
Yeah.
But with Declan closing in and the lives of everyone he loves at stake, he might not have a choice.
That book just adds another level of complexity to everything. It really makes you think about how far you would go to protect the people you love.
Right.
Would you risk unleashing something terrible, even if it meant saving them?
It's a tough question. It weighs on both Amelia and Knox as they get deeper into this dangerous game. And just when you think things can't get any more complicated, we learn something huge about Knox. His fear-eating powers are just the beginning. He could become something much more powerful, something terrifying. A nightmare devourer.
It changes the whole story.
Yeah.
Knox's struggles become so much bigger. He's got this destiny he's only starting to understand.
And Amelia's caught in the middle of it all. She has to decide how far she's willing to go to be with Knox.
Their relationship is pushed to the limit when Amelia sees how ruthless Knox can be.
Yeah.
He punishes a traitor in his organization. And it's brutal. It makes Amelia question who Knox really is. This is where the moral gray areas of the story are so clear.
Right.
Strong doesn't shy away from showing us Knox's dark side.
Yeah.
And it makes Amelia and the reader realize that even love doesn't erase that capacity for darkness.
Just as their relationship seems to be falling apart, they face Declan. He gets into Knox's mansion. He takes Penny and Braden hostage.
And Knox and Amelia have to fight for their lives.
This is where the suspense is just incredible.
It is.
Strong brings all the storylines and characters together for this explosive climax.
Right.
The stakes are higher than ever, and the choices they make will have consequences for everyone.
It's a crazy showdown.
Yeah.
And just when you think things can't get any wilder, Amelia does something that changes everything. She needs to protect the people she loves, so she takes a chance that could save them or destroy them. She uses the Book of Madness.
This is where Amelia really comes into her own.
Yeah.
She embraces a destiny she never imagined.
Right.
And the consequences of that choice, well, they set the stage for the final act of the story. And that's where we'll pick up in part 3 of our deep dive into Deal with the Devil.
Okay, so last time, Amelia just made this huge decision. She tapped into the power of the Book of Madness. And she's become something else. Not quite human, not quite, I don't know, demon.
Otherworld.
Yeah, otherworldly. Now we're in the final part of Deal with the Devil. And the lines between good and evil, hero and monster, they get really blurry.
It's interesting how Strong handles this transformation. You know, it's scary, but it's also kind of exciting.
Right.
You see how much it hurts her physically. The pain, the struggle to control this power, this chaotic energy that's just flowing through her.
Right.
But she never forgets why she's doing this. She just has to protect the people she loves.
It's a big battle on like every level. Knox and Declan are fighting years of hate, this hunger for power. It's fueling them. And then there's Amelia with the Book of Madness. She's a wild card, you know. She can change everything.
The climax of this book, it's just amazing. Strong's writing is so powerful. You can feel these supernatural forces colliding.
Yeah.
But even with all the chaos, there are these tender moments, especially between Amelia and Knox.
Like that scene where Knox is hurt, badly hurt. He's fighting his own darkness. And he tells Amelia he's afraid. Afraid of losing her. Afraid of becoming a monster.
That scene, man.
It gets you right in the feels.
It's so raw, so honest. It shows how much he cares about her.
And Amelia? She doesn't run away from his darkness. She accepts all of him.
It's powerful.
Yeah. So they defeat Declan. Rick, well, he doesn't make it. And the Book of Madness, it's locked away. But, you know, it wasn't easy. Amelia's changed. The book's power, it's its mark.
Yeah.
And Knox, he has to deal with what he is, this monstrous side of himself.
This is where Strong really shines in the aftermath. The characters are dealing with so much pain. Penny, she's traumatized. She thought she knew Knox.
Right.
But then he saves her life, and he's this devil. Braden, he's safe, but he's seen things no kid should see.
And Gail, she actually changes too.
Oh, yeah.
She's free from Declan's control, and she finds a place with Amelia and Penny.
It's like a little bit of hope in all this darkness.
It is.
She was so lost, and now she's found a family.
But what about Amelia? She made a deal with the devil, and now she's something else entirely.
It's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah. The ending of Deal with the Devil, it's not a neat little bow. It's bittersweet.
And ambiguous.
Right, ambiguous. Amelia goes back to Knox. She accepts who she is now, this powerful being, this creature of darkness and light. They make another deal, a deal that will bind them together forever.
And we don't know the terms.
We're left to wonder.
Will Amelia be consumed by this power? Or will she find a way to use it for good with Knox?
It makes you think.
Yeah, it does.
About love, power, the choices we make when we're facing the unknown. This book, Deal with the Devil. It's not just a romance. It's not just action and fantasy. It's a story about what makes us human, the good and the bad, the struggle to find redemption, even when the lines between right and wrong are blurry. It's a story that stays with you.
What really stuck with you? Was there a moment, a theme that you just couldn't shake?
I think it was Amelia's journey. She goes from this struggling author to this powerful being. It was terrifying, but also inspiring. It makes you think about the choices we make, the things we do for the people we love.
That's what makes this book so good, I think. It
Yeah.
forces us to look at our own darkness, the good and the bad inside all of us.
Yeah.
And it reminds us that even when things are really dark, love and hope can still win.
That's a good takeaway. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into Deal with the Devil by Lizzie Strong. If you like this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell us what you thought of the book in the comments. Did you make any deals with the devil lately? What would you do if you were Amelia? We'd love hearing from you, and as always, happy reading.